You can only see her ass. But we're live. Welcome to Scitrek, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. First Sunday live on in 2024. Welcome, chaps.
Hey, thank you.
Look, I got an X-wing.
It's gorgeous.
Do you know what I got for Christmas? An X-wing. I bought myself a little Enterprise. That's an Enterprise, Mirror Universe Enterprise. And my wife bought me a perfect draft machine. Oh, yes. Oh, no. Oh, you put a keg in it? You put like a 8-liter or 10-liter keg in it or something. Like a keg like this sort of thing. And then you pour... Oh, it's 3 degrees, which is the perfect temperature. Oh, I've started day drinking. It's not a good thing.
Well, you're in the house more.
Yeah, I didn't have breakfast this morning, but I had to put some like shelves up and stuff. Sure. So I didn't have breakfast. I put some shelves up, so I'm thinking, I feel manly. Walk past this thing, and I'm gonna have a pint. You haven't had breakfast, you haven't had lunch yet. It's 10:15. Like, okay, I better not. Wow. For the alcoholism starts. But everyone is joining us today. Hi Sarah, hi Sci-Fi Quest, Jordanator, and yeah, we got Brain Paid. Hey y'all, and Kath, still a holiday. It is still a holiday. As far as I'm concerned, I'm still on holiday.
I'm almost on holiday for tomorrow. So.
Yeah, you go back to work tomorrow. I actually went back to work a week ago, but I'll just give you guys. How are we both? Though? Good. Enjoying the holidays. Have a good Christmas.
Yeah, doing well.
Good.
Christmas was
Bob's in with us. Hey, Bobby. So yeah, we don't, guys. We and you guys in the comments, we don't have a topic today. We're just gonna waffle on as we normally do. But if you've got any questions or there's anything particularly you want to talk about, get into the comments. We'll pick it up. We'll go with it if it's interesting. If it's not, we'll ignore you. As you know, as is our want. We would never ignore you people. We love you all. Mostly. But guys, so the Christmas period is over. We're into the grey, miserable time of January when it's my birthday, and I keep getting older. Every year I get older.
When's your birthday?
I was about to say, what day's your birthday?
I'm just umming on about whether I should say it publicly or not. Oh, that's great. It's the 27th of January.
You're an Aquarian, Attaway. It's the age of
an Aquarian, just
I'm right behind you.
Yeah.
How do people do that where they know instantly what star sign you are? How do you know that?
I only know that because it's Aquarius. I don't know all the others at all.
Yeah. Oh, I once told somebody said, "Oh, what star sign are you?" And I'm like, Aquarius, I think. And she's like, "Oh," and they started telling me about me, and I was like, "Oh, we're talking rubbish." She goes, "Oh, so you're very artistic, and you're no. And I'm like, if you say enough things, some of them are going to be me. You know, if you say, "Oh, you're a very caring person," no, I hate all people. I'm a social worker. Anyway.
Bob, I completely forgot I'd said that. I was a bit drunk that night.
Oh yeah,
because he said he met a girl, and I said, "Don't send unsolicited pictures."
Yes, I remember. That is very good. It's very illegal now, and they get angry. Oh,
I completely forgot about that until you just said it.
Well done, Bob, for controlling yourself. Well done, sir. It's weird. I am certain you guys, not Harris, I'm absolutely certain Harris has done this, but sent pictures of your gentleman sausage woman. I've never done that. I'm certain Matt hasn't ever done that. I'm absolutely certain Harris has. And this suggests I'm right. So we'll move on quickly from that. But what on earth do men think a woman is going to do? I don't think any woman has ever received an image of that.
Harris was doing it just before the live. That's what his mirror is for. To make sure it's got a good angle.
Of course.
Yeah. Mirrored ceiling, get on the floor with it. Yeah. But Sci-Fi Quest is thrown in with a actually I'm gonna have a I'm going to say somebody said something nice about me. I have to compliment Jonas' date with a SAG contract. Works wonders when you can't keep the polls open. I didn't read the end of that sentence, damn it. All I'm saying is, if I have a poll on this channel and I lose it, it's staying open until I win. So, first question from Sci-Fi Quest. What did you guys think of the Doctor Who Christmas special?
Oh, yeah.
I liked it.
I loved it.
I did like it.
I watched so much of it.
It was weird. It was very weird. It wasn't Doctor Who as we know it.
No,
because they had goblins. But they are going a more kind of like leaning more into the fantasy side of it, which it always was fantasy anyway, but leading more into the fantasy side. And I don't know. I took the entire episode as it's supposed to be a bit shit. It's supposed to be a bit silly.
Okay, no, I'm with you on that. Silly, I can go with. It's not supposed to be a bit shit. They didn't go, let's make a shit Doctor Who.
No, it's not meant to be like, it's not going to be groundbreaking Doctor Who. It's not going to be like Blink. It's not going to be another episode of Blink, or it's not going to be like Heaven Sent. It's not going to be one of those episodes. It's just going to be like something silly that you can put on in the background and you can just sit with the family and all enjoy it. And it was enjoyable for the family. Even the singing part was cringy, but it was enjoyable to an extent. Like,
I think I stopped watching the last episode, the first, like the Christmas special, about halfway through. The singing, I think I even immediately went on Twitter and went, they're singing, they're singing people. And I have to admit, I didn't even like it when he's in his tank top dancing around at the nightclub. I was like, I'm not sure about this.
I like that because it's showing that the Doctor's moved on from all of his pain in the past, and it's actually a fresh slate. It's just showing that he's free from all of that now.
He's younger. I was unconvinced. We'll put it that way. But I have to admit, I didn't watch all of it because I didn't like it. The gloves thing I thought was stupid, and the new sonic screwdriver.
Yeah, you say the gloves are stupid, but so is the sonic screwdriver. The sonic screwdriver has always been stupid because it could just do anything, and if it can't do something, they'll just say it can, which they have. Because
can't you sonic screwdriver it? And goes, this is wood or something, didn't he? He said, I can't. It doesn't do anything to that because it's
previously
not.
Like Christopher Eccleston's like they're on a concrete wall going, I'm trying to resonate concrete, and he's like really struggling. But now like Shooter Gatwa can just not Shooter Gatwa, sorry, it wasn't Shooter Gatwa, it was David Tennant, could just do it instantly. Like they just make shit up. But
I mean, they've always done that in every sci-fi episode. I mean, Star Trek was famous for it. We'll just get out the gobbledygook to solve the whatever problem it is that they've got, and we'll just reverse the polarity. And they were like, yeah, okay.
How are we going to solve this problem? I know, I've got this plot device.
Yeah. I haven't listened to that, Geordie. So yeah, send it over, please, sir. Yeah. I'd be very interested. Interview last month, Chris went about the program of MGM Plus 21-25. I spoke to somebody about that, but I haven't heard that interview. So yeah, send it over, man. I'd like to listen to that. Why is it not a screwdriver anymore?
And are there two doctors, or is it still just one person? I'm still
No, there's one.
There's two doctors.
No, there's not. We had this argument.
And you're wrong.
Shooter Gatwa's Doctor was from the future.
So why was he inside David Tennant then? Why did they?
It was a weird thing that happened because of the toy maker. But it was pulled from the future.
So the show went back.
He even says to David Tennant, "You're better because I got better." He was from the future. There's not two doctors. It's two timelines. It's a time traveler.
You're better because I'm better. Mean he's from the future. I'm not connecting those two dots. Sorry.
Because it's his future self. I'm better because you get better. Is the line.
Okay. So that suggests he's from the future because that's why he's okay.
Yeah. It's not two doctors. I don't like.
So what's the hammer and the making two TARDISes
then? So impossible things can happen when the toy maker is around.
Yeah.
And
which is the ultimate just whatever.
Yeah. But there were the deal that they did. So David Tennant made the deal with the toy maker. He won the deal and then got a wish. His wish was that the toy maker would be banished. But because the toy maker made it so Shooter Gatwa was pulled back because of all his shenanigans with the universe, Shooty also had a wish, and his wish was to to split the TARDIS.
Oh yeah, it's bullshit though, isn't it?
Of course it is. It's Doctor Who. It's supposed to be.
No, didn't like it, but I didn't like the David Tennant ones, and that's painful for me because David Tennant was always my favorite Doctor. I absolutely loved him. And you know I hate the word woke, but oh my god, there was a lot of woke stuff in those 3 seasons, those 3 episodes, and I just didn't like it. I thought they were all 3 were not very good, and I just think it's.
See, I don't think there was that much woke stuff. There was like 1 or 2 lines in the first episode, and like they mentioned the fact that character was transgender, and then they did the whole male presenting Time Lord thing, which a lot of people had a problem with. I genuinely don't care. It was a bit like, but whatever. It's a story, whatever. In the second episode, there wasn't really anything, and in the third episode, there wasn't really anything. It's only that one thing in the first episode that people seem to be having a problem.
I don't care about the that they had a transgender character in the slightest. They just kept going on.
I mean, everyone's just saying it's got a load of woke in it, but that's the only woke thing I can think of.
Yeah, I think there was a couple of comments in all 3 episodes that were stuck out a little bit because they were about an agenda rather than story. They just when they happen, you're just like, oh, fuck's sake. But if they hadn't have been in it, it wouldn't have mattered. A lot of the stuff about the transgender comments, if they hadn't have said them, it wouldn't have made any difference to the show, or just 1 or 2. But they had like 4 or 5. I was like, oh, it's a bit much. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it was. It's just not for me. But I went off Doctor Who when Matt Smith left, and I've struggled since.
A lot of people did. A lot of people didn't like Capaldi, but I loved him. He's one of my favorites.
Maybe I gave up a bit soon with Capaldi because he was one of my favorite actors. I love him as an actor, and I think the first couple of episodes they tried to do something different with him, and I don't think it worked. And they sort of switched it back, didn't they? I think. But I gave up after the first couple of episodes when he
first becomes the Doctor. He's basically trying to figure out why he's got that face, and he's very, very angry, and he's very like he hates everyone, and then he softens, and I think that's the journey they were taking him on. Because then you go to Jodie Whittaker, and she's like, "Hey, fam," and she's just so ditzy and like airy fairy and all that.
Yeah. Oh well. I don't know. Did you guys watch anything else over Christmas you enjoyed though?
I watched Elf.
Elf is the worst Christmas movie ever made. It's awful.
You got to defend that case right now.
Elf is the best Christmas movie of all time.
This is my channel, bitch. If you do that again, I will break you. That's my game. Elf is a bad movie with 3 or 4 iconic moments. It's got a few brilliant bits in it, but overall, it's
my favorite Christmas film. I love it.
How is it a bad movie? It might not be like amazing, but I don't think it's a bad movie. It's a decent movie made better with some iconic moments.
Yeah, it's
that are done with amazing acting by a stellar cast.
He's an angry elf.
It has got some good bits in it. Right. Here we go. Secular Monk. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes.
It's not only a Christmas movie, it's the greatest Christmas movie ever made, except maybe Violent Night.
I was about to say Violent Night just blew it just a little bit out of the water.
It's so good.
And we understand that Bruce Willis says it's not a Christmas movie. But, I mean, this is a joke. He can't remember much right now anyway. So it's not like you can... The writer of the movie says that it is a Christmas movie, and I stick with the writer at the end of the day.
What's the difference, though, between a movie that's set at Christmas and a Christmas movie? Is there a difference? Because there's lots of movies that are set at Christmas, because if Die Hard's a Christmas movie, so is the first Lethal Weapon. No. I think the first Lethal Weapon and Iron Man 3 kind of sit in like a almost Christmassy movie. But there's not there's not Christmas happening at any point in the movie. There is Christmas happening at the beginning of Die Hard, at least.
I'm trying to think. I think the difference between a Christmas movie like Elf or Home Alone or that kind of stuff is it's very, very clearly about Christmas.
Yeah,
there's Christmassy things that it's like Christmas is the main point. Whereas Die Hard isn't about Christmas, but it's at Christmas, so it's still a Christmas movie.
Yeah, and I guess Lethal Weapon and Iron Man 3, you could kind of argue that they are still Christmas movies. Because Iron Man 3, that potato gun's like part of the plot, and it's the Christmas gift kind of deal. So, they're all Christmas movies, damn it!
Any movie that says ho, 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 now I have a machine gun, come on, it's a Christmas movie. So I think Die Hard is, and there are certain films I watch every single Christmas. Die Hard, Violent Night now, the Santa Chronicles.
I've never seen Violent Night. I've never even heard of it. What is it?
David Harbour plays Santa. Imagine Die Hard, Home Alone, and Santa Claus the movie smashed together. And maybe a bit of Bad Santa as well. A little bit
and a bit of John Wick.
With John Wick in it as well. Yeah. Always like
because Santa is John Wick. Yeah. Truly.
It's just brilliant. At one point he gets
it's the guy from Stranger Things.
Yeah. At one point he gets a grenade and shoves it in the guy's up his back so he can't get it. He's trying to get it, and then he sort of runs off and he goes, "Oh no, I gotta watch." He turns around and goes, turns around and goes, "How worth it?" And sort of runs off. It's so good, man. It's
his milk and cookies have like half a thing of beer just in his milk. It looks disgusting.
But month, as you said, the first Harry Potter film has Christmas elements. Is it a Christmas movie? No, because most of the film is not set at Christmas. If the entire film is set in the Christmas period, it's a Christmas movie.
I think there's enough Christmas in that first one where it's a Christmas movie.
No, it's not. It's like 5
No,
minutes.
because it's the entire school year. How is it a Christmas movie?
It is, but a good chunk of it is Christmassy, where the others all kind of like gloss over it. The first one hones in on it to a nice degree, though.
No,
because that's setting up what they do. That's because they can't do that every single movie.
Oh, of course
or in
not.
every single book. So they're just setting up. This is what happens. It's not a Christmas movie. It's not a Christmas movie.
No, it's got 5 or 10 minutes of the film is at Christmas. That's all. So you think that a bit of the movie is a Christmas movie, but it's not a Christmas movie.
But what happens if you take that 5 or 10 minutes out? That's the real thing.
Wouldn't make any difference, really, would it?
Yeah, it would.
Sci-fi says it snows, so it's a Christmas movie. That makes The Thing a Christmas movie.
The Thing, yeah. The Thing is now also a Christmas movie, and what's it?
So it's Titanic because there's like ice and snow in that.
Titanic's like right before Christmas, right? Didn't it leave like December 12th or something?
I don't know. It's interesting. I know how long it is. Weirdly, 360 feet-ish, but I don't know when it launched.
It's just going to end up being like a Roman Empire thing. Just dudes know random things about the Titanic.
Its maiden voyage was in the 10th of April.
10th of April. Oh, I was off. Never mind.
Yeah, nowhere near. You're just thinking because it's cold.
Not adding anything
like Greenland.
Have you heard the conspiracy theory that the Titanic didn't actually sink.
It was
a sister ship that actually sank. They swapped the names to claim on insurance.
I have heard that rumor, because then that's why then the sister ship was sunk not long after, wasn't it, by World War One submarine? The Germans sank it. The Lauretania.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah.
I have heard that it's like, since so many like affluent people were on it, that it's like the bankers were the people that got everybody on the ship, and they just sent kind of a little something, and it wasn't an iceberg. And I don't. There's always a good theory.
I do love a good conspiracy theory. I have to admit, I had a whole channel on conspiracy theories, but I got so sick of researching them and finding out they were nonsense, I gave up. So
I like the 9/11 conspiracy theories. They're always fun.
Yeah, there's some nutters though, man. My problem was I did a 9/11 series, and my problem was I sort of believed some of the conspiracy theories, so I annoyed the truthers. I annoyed the people that don't believe there was any conspiracy, but I don't believe all the conspiracy theories, so I annoyed the people that believe the conspiracy theories. So, like the one guy was going, it was shot by a laser. The laser destroyed the tower. It's fact. You can see it. And I'm like, that is bollocks. From beginning to end, that is nonsense. So I believe, like some of it and not others. Oh, so I really upset people. I do think the Pentagon was possibly hit by a missile.
I like the JFK conspiracies.
Jack O'Neill's in the house.
Oh my god!
Hello, Jack. How you doing, sir?
It'd be amazing if that was actually Richard Dean Anderson, wouldn't it? Hey, Dick, how you doing? I said it'd be amazing if that actually was Richard Dean Anderson. So I said,
if it was Richard Dean Anderson, that would be awesome. Hey, Dick. Yeah.
Ken says have another point.
I can say that because me and Richard Dean Anderson are best friends.
Yeah. We're going to meet him in just a few months.
Oh, shit, we are. Oh.
We're going to be there at the announcement at San Diego Comic-Con.
I had to change my driving lesson.
I'm going to try.
Because it overlapped with that weekend.
Did you?
My driving test, sorry. My actual test. It overlapped with that weekend.
Can you push it up? Or?
No, I had to go down.
Oh, here we go. Right.
Getting a driving test, a driving lesson in the UK right now is a pain in the ass. It's taken me 6 months to get one. Yeah. I had to go that far advance.
Do you guys believe that?
Yes, we absolutely went to the moon. Absolutely went to the moon.
I revert all answers
let's debunk some of the moon theories, right? The flag waves. That's because there's no friction, so it's going to wave. You don't need wind to move.
2 poles as well. There's an L-shaped pole, and they twisted it in to the ground, so it was, and then it just because there's no wind resistance, it just flapped for ages. So yeah, that's not true.
What other things do they normally say?
Shadows.
Oh, there we go.
Shadows all over the place. Don't
yeah,
take
they literally had lights on their fucking on their.
No, it's some, yeah, but it doesn't take into account the fact that the moon is actually very reflective. So, which you can see, a full moon is very bright. So the theories didn't take that into account. So yeah, that was a nonsense. The Van Allen belts, the radiation belts.
Oh, that thing that apparently we can't get past, even though we sent loads of things through it.
Yeah, you definitely can get through it, especially if you're a government that doesn't give a shit if the astronauts die or not, which is definitely what they didn't actually care. So they were quite happy for them to come back, and then all get cancer. They weren't bothered. So yeah, no. It wasn't faked. We went.
I adore Stanley Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick, but he didn't fake the moon landing. I'm sorry.
No.
In his basement with Nevada desert dirt.
Yeah.
Some backlot somewhere. We can do a lot on a backlot. I don't know if we can do that.
To be honest, I actually genuinely believe the moon landings were faked. at one point. I watched a documentary about it late night, and when I was like back 16 or something, I was like, because the main argument was, if the Americans believed they were going to get beaten by the Russians and they couldn't go themselves, they would fake it. And I'm like, yeah, they would. 100% they would. If they thought they were going to get beat, they would just fake it. And it blew my mind, blew my fragile little mind. But as I got a bit older and I started to learn about these things, you learn that no, it wasn't faked. The government just didn't give a shit if they survived or not. They just didn't care. They just, we've just got to do it, and they really, it's a miracle they got back. But anyway, there is only gate travel.
Bob just hurt my heart.
What? My clang is on the moon. Bob hurt your heart? How?
Have you made that comment? He said, sorry, but 2001 still sucks and Kubrick is a twit.
Oh.
Do you have any taste, my friend? Do you have any artistic taste whatsoever? Because everybody that has artistic taste, it is derived from Stanley Kubrick.
Is it entertaining, though?
Have you ever seen A Clockwork Orange? I don't know if it's a good thing that's entertaining, but can you ever move your eyes away? That's entertainment, whether we like it or not.
I'm afraid he's going to come through the screen and get me. It's a terrifying movie, but it's not.
Same way where people used to line up in the middle of a coliseum to see people like being torn apart. It's not that it's a good thing, but our brains as human beings are naturally entertained. And that's part of the experiment.
And 2001: A Space Odyssey is a good film. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to sit and watch. It's not Predator. I'm not going to sit and watch it with a pint on a Saturday night because I fancy, it's more of a okay. I'm in a serious mindset sort of thing. It's not entertaining. It's thought provoking.
Well, okay, 2001 is kind of
anything that you enjoy doing, whether it's watching a horror film, watching something like watching a documentary. Whatever it is, doesn't matter what it is. If you enjoy watching it, you're being entertained by it.
If your thoughts are being provoked,
enjoy it. Like maybe the thing. I suppose it depends what you mean by enjoy. I can be. If I watch something that's thought provoking and serious, and makes me think, I don't necessarily enjoy that.
Is it making your brain giddy, though?
Sorry?
Is your brain getting giddy about it to a degree, though?
No.
Whenever
are you not engaged with the product?
Yeah, I find it engaging. I'm not necessarily sure that being engaged with something and enjoying it is the same thing. That's my thing. I don't.
Well, it's not necessarily the same thing. But like, it's. I think the caveat may be: is your brain turned off while you're focused on something? Because you could be in a flow state and be having a good time doing something. Or what is this? I'm not even going to read, Clark.
Go on, Bob. Get in there, sir. Oh, Doctor Strangelove is a great movie, though. Doctor Strangelove is a great movie. I don't know. I suppose I'm just trying to say that maybe if I want to be entertained by something and I want to enjoy a movie, I don't sit and watch something that like 2001: A Space Odyssey or something. I'll sit and watch something more like Predator or Two Guns or something that I enjoy more. But I suppose, like I said, it depends what you mean.
But is that enjoyment if you're purposely going to watch and turn your brain off while watching it? Are you actively engaging your brain anymore because you're just kind of like, I think there would be just as much of an argument.
You wouldn't watch it if you didn't enjoy it.
I don't dislike it. But is it just enjoy or dislike and nothing in between? Or is there something else?
No. I think, well, like I was trying to say, I didn't really explain it well before. Bob sent in another just terrifying, heartbreaking message. I'm thinking like I've been watching a lot of Yellowstone, so my brain's on cowboying as an example. So like it might not be something that there are some people that very much do enjoy it, and there's some people that very much don't enjoy it. But one way or another, they both do the work. You can still like do something and not enjoy it, and kind of have your brain turned off to a degree, or vice versa. I think, and you can do something without enjoying it and do it fully, or you can do something fully and enjoy it. And it's kind of a choice in your brain. But if you are actively engaged with it, it would lean at least towards enjoyment. Does that make sense?
I think Bob was just trying to mess with you there.
Well, it worked. It worked.
He's just generally trying to mess with you now. Stargate. Oh, Last Chicken in the Shop. Peter, do you know what Last Chicken in the Shop is? Because that's a game that we used to play when I was in my first job, my early career. And it was we had to neck a pint, and whoever was last had to do Last Chicken in the Shop. And what you have to spin round to like the full pub, and knock out your winky and pull your winky up, and then your testicles look like the last chicken in the shop. And you have to shout Last Chicken in the Shop. I'm thinking Peter means something else. So, but that was a game we used to play. It was not a right game. It was not a good game. Did you guys ever play any really stupid games when you were like 18, 19? Like going, well, no, Harris, last week, did you play any really stupid games when you were?
I wish I was 18, 19. Shoot. But I don't. I plead the fifth on all of these type of scenarios.
We used to play some ridiculous games. We used to play double dip. So whoever what they had to do was go up to, like, say if there's a table with drinks on, what you had to try. They're all willy related. I don't know what was wrong. What we had to try to do was get your willy out and dip it in someone's drink without them realizing. And then if you did, you double dipped, and then you didn't have to buy a drink for the rest of the night, and that was the game, right? So many fights were started by this game. It's just not.
I wonder why.
You know.
Oh, not good. Oh, and then we used to play double dip roulette, right? So you would go and buy like 6 beers, right? So then, the 6 of us, 6 beers, and whoever was buying it had dipped one of the beers, so he'd put his winky around the end of the thing, and then you play double dip roulette. It was whoever's got the drink, and goes, you got the one. I don't know what was wrong with us.
Did you ever get the dick drink?
So yeah, it was dick drink. Yeah.
Did you get the dick drink ever?
Oh, more than once.
I was about to say that's probably a weekly occurrence. They pushed it to word.
Well, because you wouldn't know it was happening. Your mate would just turn up and go double dip roulette, and you're like, oh no, come on, man. And then whoever got the it was not.
Did you smell the glass to see if it was dick?
I don't think we were. I think at this point, if we were drunk enough to want to play double dip roulette, we were way too drunk to do that logically. We weren't sensible.
It doesn't seem like anybody wanted to
cheesy.
Nobody wanted to play it, but you get drunk and then somebody will go, I'm going to play double. This conversation is not going in that direction.
It already has. Just you brought that up.
We're talking about willies, not bottoms. So there you go. It's like 2 completely different things.
Willies are kind of like a butt plug, though, aren't they?
A willy is like a butt. Wow, you're not wrong. If your wife is so inclined.
You said the word bottom. All we needed was a single sentence to bridge the gap, and I was just waiting for it. And that.
Yeah, circling the plug.
Zach, circling the plug and plugging the circle.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for jumping in. We just used to do really stupid things when we were kids. Like 18, 19, 20. And it's just all of my ridiculous stories start with I was really drunk with my mate Glenn, and then just idiocy ensued. And normally I get hurt. I get some sort of horrific injury. And Glenn normally went home with some girl. And that's how that went.
You ready?
All of my drunk stories always end up in usually. Oh, and Matt almost got into a fight.
Yeah.
Really?
I never tried to get into a fight. I never tried to get into a fight. It's just when I'm drunk, and if someone is an asshole, I don't back down. So if they like come at me, I don't back down. Like normally I would. I'm a pacifist. I do not fight. Like I'm not.
Yeah, but when you've had a few beers.
Yeah.
I remember the coolest thing I ever did, and I don't remember it at all. And I'll get to your question in a second. That's a good question. I was going for a taxi, right? And I'm like this properly. My mates were watching me go for the taxi, and I'm all over the place. And then I got to the taxi, and I'm looking in the window, and then some guy walked up behind me, and tried to push me and trying to get in the taxi himself, right? So apparently I just went and knocked him out, and apparently he just went down like that sort of thing. And then my mates were laughing because they said I could clearly not figure out how to step. I must have been drunk enough to realize I was drunk. I was too drunk to try to step over him. So I'm just sort of like trying to walk around him to get into the taxi. And my mates were just watching me laughing my arse off. I woke up the next day and my fist was like a grapefruit and I had a piece of tooth stuck in my knuckle. I knocked a man out with one punch and I have no recollection of it whatsoever. And then I had to go to hospital with that. But coolest thing I ever did.
And the man in the bed next to you is just there with toothache. Like,
yeah. No, I just sort of squeezed out with some pseudocreme on it. But yeah. Right. So come on then, guys. We have to pick a movie. Well, Matt, you might have to pick a TV series you're most excited about this season. You don't watch movies. You can't just pick like Elf again. But I
wouldn't pick it. I do get excited to watch Elf. Actually, that's a lie.
You too.
No, I don't get excited to watch Christmas films. Actually, no, that's not a lie. I don't get excited to watch Christmas films. I don't get excited for it because I don't like Christmas. But when they're on, I really fucking love it because I get in the mood.
Greatest Christmas movie, right? Jess. Yeah, he does.
Something just fell, and I'm going to look at that later.
Harris might actually be a genius.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, the answer is
ladies. I have a stripper pole and beer. How drunk do you need to be to get on the stripper pole? Let's find out.
Do not have beer, though.
No,
no, he has hard liquor.
But honestly, so what movie are we most looking forward to? Then what's the one we think? Because we did the live video in the week and we talked about 100 movies that are coming out in 2024. But what's the one film that you got to pick to say I will be front in line to see that film?
Stargate.
It won't be out in 2024.
Well,
2025 maybe.
I want it to be.
Yeah,
I want it to be.
Yeah, but it takes longer than 11 months to make a film.
Yeah, well, it shouldn't. That's what
it shouldn't, but it does. So, even rom-com will take longer than that to make.
Movies should take longer. I wish we got back to every movie being like a year and a half, 2 years to make. So then it just kind of like it would gauge.
Are you excited for Rebel Moon Part 2?
I want the Rebel Moon Part 1 a more interesting cut to come out.
What, the Snyder cut?
I want a good first longer cut. I want a shorter one.
The Snyder cut's going to be way longer.
Oh, it's over 4 hours, right?
Yeah. It's going to be like 4 hours, and it's already too long. It already goes on a bit. So I'd rather watch New Moon than bloody Rebel Moon again.
I'd rather watch Moonfall.
I'm not going that far. Let's not get silly.
Exactly. Like Rebel Moon doesn't know what to take itself the majority of the time, and Moonfall is clearly in like, okay, we're having a good time. You know, it doesn't have to make a bunch of sense. We're gonna put it in sport drive and somehow beat gravity real quick.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that. Moonfall didn't take itself seriously; it just cracked on.
They're making a Mean Girls reboot.
A what?
Yes, it comes out soon, doesn't it? It's already been made.
A Mean Girls reboot.
Yeah,
she doesn't even go here.
Oh, Mean Girls. I thought you said Mini Girls.
Yeah.
The Mean Girls reboot's a freaking musical too.
Oh, you are joking. He-Man isn't getting made.
Oh, it's Dune all day.
He-Man isn't getting made. I'm good.
Dune and Nosferatu are my answers for the previous question, by the way.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to June too.
January 12th it comes out. It's literally in like 5 days.
Well, and January is where people send things to the movie theaters to die, typically.
I am telling you, though, if Netflix had made that He-Man movie that they spent $30 million on in development and then just gave up, if they'd have made that movie and and they put it in cinemas, if it was a choice between a He-Man live-action movie and June 2, I'd go watch He-Man.
They're making a remake of Roadhouse as well.
Yeah, and Jake Gyllenhaal, and it looks great. Like, oh, I mean, it has to live up to the OG Roadhouse. It's hard to live up to Patrick Swayze, but if anybody's gonna do it, it's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Ooh, there's a new Planet of the Apes coming out. I watched that.
My son
I like Planet of the Apes.
I bought it. My son made it. Jay isn't the Grinch. Jay loves Christmas. I love Christmas. I made 2 Christmas songs for you people. How can I call me the Grinch? I love Christmas. Christmas is great.
I think he's at that point where the Grinch is trying to be like super friendly and like extra Christmassy right after he kind of realizes,
his heart grows 2 sizes.
That's the one.
Yeah. I love it. I love Christmas. Christmas is my favorite time of year. What I do have a problem with is 5 indeed. What I do have a problem with is January. I hate January.
I love January.
Why?
January, I don't have to buy
January is
anything.
great.
Yeah, I am a happy Christmas elf. God damn it! Fuck you guys.
Oh, there's the new Joker movie comes out this year as well.
I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it.
The what?
Why?
The new Joker movie.
Why not?
Because
that's what I'm saying. He doesn't like the first.
Not crap.
It's excellent.
Look at me dance down some stairs. Oh, piss off. Sorry,
it's an origin. I understand you want to see
breakdown.
It was mate. It was.
It's the origin. He's not like the mastermind villain yet. It's the origin story for how this guy becomes that way. And yeah, this guy's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and that's what we're figuring out. It's how he's
his Joker is the inspiration for Heath Ledger's Joker. Like, because his Joker is when Bruce Wayne is like 6 years old and his parents get murdered in the alley, and then Heath Ledger's Joker is like 30 years later. It's a different guy.
20 years younger.
It's not necessarily a musical. It's going to have musical aspects, Monk. But that's not a bad thing necessarily if done right. Like we just were goading about frickin' Wonka.
That to me just sounds like it's going to have a really good soundtrack.
I mean, Lady Gaga is Harley Quinn. I screw Margot Robbie. I already like Lady Gaga more as Harley Quinn.
Is she?
I'm sorry. I love Margot Robbie, but I already prefer Lady Gaga.
I hate that idea. I hate it. I might be surprised. Sometimes, sometimes you get surprised by these things, but I hated the first one. And I
don't know how you hated the first one. I loved it.
The Joker's a moron. He's not just unwell. He's a moron as well. He's not, and he's a weakling. It's just
but he's not the Joker that you know.
Yeah.
He's not the Joker that you know. He's the guy who incited the riots, who inspired the Joker that you know.
Okay, so what you're saying, he's not the real Joker. He's not actually.
No, he's the original. There were many Jokers. There were loads of Jokers.
Well, I think that was the idea from the first one. The second one's kind of pushing that back a little bit. This is the origin story for the Joker, I believe now.
What, the Heath Ledger Joker?
Or not? No. They're separate. But like someone,
that timeline Joker. I'm about that timeline Joker.
Because now Lady Gaga is going to be as Harley Quinn. So like he is the Joker in that aspect, and that's the whole point of him being in that mental asylum and everything at this point. Like at the end, where you can't really tell, is this dude in the streets doing this, or is he actually in an asylum? The answer is probably yes, and it's just kind of like Pulp Fiction timeline wise around for you a little bit.
Like I appreciate it was a creative movie and it was a bit different. I found
read David's comment.
Boring.
Well,
I think by screw
you have to bring up every comment
or something. Like do something with it. You know. Put up.
That's
shelves.
a great question. Monk asked you a great question right under that.
I did love Taxi Driver. And that's it's a thought-provoking movie. You didn't like the Taxi Driver?
No, I love Taxi Driver, but Martin Scorsese's literally produced Joker alongside Todd Phillips because he loved the script and he said it emulated Taxi Driver so well.
Yeah, but Taxi Driver was just it was a more believable story and it made more sense and it was that's Robert De Niro's absolute best. Again, it's not a movie I would watch over and over again, but it's a great film. Yeah.
I hope you wouldn't watch it over and over again.
No, it's a mental movie. It's one of those films. But I'm one of those guys. I never liked The Godfather. I was just not interested. I know everyone goes on about how Godfather Part 2 is one of the most iconic movies ever made, and I'm just like watching it thinking this is just boring. And I'll go watch something else. Doesn't do it for me.
Bob, your part of my heart that was broken has been filled at this point. Jay's breaking it all over again in a whole different part. I'm
sorry, mate. It's just not for me.
It's okay. I can't yuck your yum or vice versa, but
yeah. I could stand on the Conan story. Do you know, I've been watching Jack Reacher, right? And you know the guy that stars as Reacher. All the way through thinking, about those rumors about there being a new Terminator movie, but almost like a reboot. So like starting again. That guy's got to play Arnie. When he's walking into a room and stuff, I'm just like, that is a Terminator.
I could see that. I like that.
So be the Terminator. And that's nothing to do with what Bob's just suggested. I don't know who would play Conan in this.
I was about to say, because I thought you were going to say, what's his name? I can't think of the guy's name now. The guy that plays Jack Reacher. Alan Richter. There we go. He's great. I thought you were going to suggest him, and I was just thinking, like, Arnie's just tan enough not to seem too white for Conan, but I don't know about Richter. I think Terminator would be amazing. You said that, and I was like, yes. Yeah, but what about the Conan movie from 2010 with Jason Momoa? I thought he was.
That's what Bob is mentioning. The only thing for me, they should have let him grow a beard. I don't know why they shaved him. That man looks weird without a beard.
You should have kept it.
Yeah, if he'd have had a beard, I think that film. I don't know why. I think that film would have been completely different. Because actually, it's not a bad movie.
But, I don't think it's weird. It just didn't. If you were gonna recast Conan, who would you put? I can't think of another human being right now. That just is an actor that had that.
It'll probably be somebody we've never heard of. Even, there aren't even any wrestlers sort of coming through, are there, at the moment? The younger wrestlers that could do it. Because, like, it's not going to be John Cena or something like that, is it? So,
no. So and Dave Bautista's too old. But Bautista could have been cool back in the day, but he's just too old to tackle that now, I guess.
We've got the same problem with them doing Highlander. So, apparently Henry Cavill is going to be the Highlander. Who the hell are they going to cast as the Kurgan? Because they've got to cast somebody bigger than Henry Cavill. The whole point is the Kurgan is supposed to be terrifying. If they do a remake of the original movie, the whole point is the Highlander is supposed to be physically and physically overpowered by this guy. He's supposed to be smaller, weaker. Martin Ford for Conan. I'm gonna have to Google it right now.
Oh, good lord, that dude.
Who is he? What's he been in?
I don't. Is he? He's not really acted, has he? I think he's been in a couple things.
Right, I just came up with Martin Ford. Oh dear lord, the tattoo.
Oh, he is acting in The Machine this year. I remember that. He did all right.
He's a big fella.
One of the better parts.
Now he could play the Kurgan.
Yeah. I think we just found our Kurgan. Because I was just going to jokingly say, just
nobody knows who we're talking about. It's that guy. Yeah. What's going on here? We don't know. We gave up a while ago. But yeah, it's got to be. I only looked up. Where's Matt gone?
That's about a Teal'c nose.
Yeah, I think they've got a real problem with that. I think, I don't think he can't be the Highlander. He needs to be the Kurgan. 100%, Jess. You need somebody properly terrifying to be the Kurgan. There was Dave Baptista was supposed to be doing it years ago, but I think he's too old now.
Yeah, he's too old now. I agree there. Martin Ford for Highlander also. I like the dude for Kurgan. I like Henry Cavill as Highlander. Martin Ford can actually act pretty decent from a few different things now that I know who we're talking about. The Machine, not a great movie and not a bunch of great acting, but he had one of the better acting parts in it, surprisingly, even where Mark Hamill is just kind of like phoning it in. But Trell Bentley said Joe Anoa'i, I don't know if I said his last name right, but the dude that's Roman Reigns in wrestling would be a great Conan. He'd kind of be
Roman. He's tall as well, isn't he? He's like 6'6" or something.
Don't people compare him and Jason Momoa already? Like that would just be a good kind of like if you could even include the Jason Momoa Conan and keep Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
but
whoever they do, he's got to be terrifying. The first Kurgan, his name's gone out of my head. He's one of the great actors, but he is
Clancy Brown.
So scary. Yeah. He's so scary in it, and he's genuinely like, if this guy walked down the street, you would jump over houses not to walk towards him. And, you'd go through brick walls not to go face to face with this guy. And that,
if I see Clancy Brown, I'm air hugging him.
Oh yeah, but he still had a sense of humor to him, though. And he's like that bit when he jumps into the car and he's already had his throat, he's stapled his throat, something, and he just turns around and goes, "Mom!" and like drives off the car, sort of thing. So you've got to. This is one of those films that you've got to cast it right, and that's why I can't see Henry Cavill. I just don't think Henry Cavill's right. He's too big.
Well, okay. If you have, what's his name? I just already lost the guy's name. I like the Martin Ford, or Sarah just said the Mountain from Game of Thrones. Thor Bjornsson would be great.
Yeah.
But both of them, I think,
somebody that can physically overwhelm Henry Cavill, and Henry Cavill is not a little guy. The whole point of it was we had Christopher Lambert, is that he's quite skinny and he's quite thin, and the Kurgan was so much bigger than him, sort of thing, and he was being dominated. And I mean, that was the way even in the swords that they used, and the Kurgan uses a big, claymore sort of thing. Not claymore, that's a bomb. But he uses a big broadsword. Well, yeah. And then he uses a katana. And it's, Luke Cage, maybe.
That's just all that. For which role, though?
I'm going to annoy people.
How tall is Mike Coulter? You said Michelle Yeoh.
Right. So who takes Connor's role? I upset so many. So, 18 months ago, when I dropped that this was going to happen, I suggested that Michelle Yeoh should play the Sean Connery character. And I just got loads of people going nuts saying to me that they can't gender swap the character. And I'm like, why? Michelle Yeoh is a brilliant swordswoman. She kick ass. And I argued, what's worse than losing a father figure? It's losing a mother figure. So I think that's, for me, Michelle Yeoh. But Antonio Banderas isn't a bad shout either. You can't have all men in the film. You've got to have a woman in there somewhere. So,
I do really like Antonio Banderas. I love your Michelle Yeoh reasoning, but I like Antonio Banderas.
Make the Kurgan a woman and do it that chick from the Fast and the Furious, and that used to be a mixed martial arts fighter, and she was in Deadpool.
Mandalorian. Cara Dune.
Mandalorian. I know she's not very popular because of her. Yeah, have her. She's terrifying. So
I still love her.
Have the Kurgan as her.
So I just did a little research, and Henry Cavill is 6'1".
Yeah.
Mike Coulter, Luke Cage, is 6'3". Roman Reigns, Joe Anoa'i, I think, is 6'3" as well. And then Thor Bjornsson is 6'9". Martin Ford is 6'8". So everybody there,
right, those last two would work, wouldn't they? Let's be honest.
Yeah, 7 inches on a 6'1" guy.
Yeah,
8 inches. Ooh, be good.
Yeah, physically dominating him. It's just where do you put the other characters in there? But I think it's going to be great. I think it's one of those movies that desperately needs. I don't mind at all having a reboot. I think with modern CGI and what have you, and a bit more money spent. The original didn't have enough money spent on it, really. They spent all the money on the soundtrack, and it's. I mean, it won't take anything away from the original for me. At the end of the day, Highlander 2 didn't destroy the original for me, so any reboot's not going to. So it's. I think I think it could work. Jeff Bridges as Ramirez. I'm not sure physically he'd be well enough, but I can see it.
He's still kicking.
Yeah.
Well, he just did a years ago,
all day. That's not a bad shout. That's an interesting shout, Secular, on that one. Can't wait anyway. It's going to be a great movie. Can't wait. Banderas as Ramirez. Yeah, Banderas as Ramirez seems to be a popular choice. I can see that as well. And he could get away with being Egyptian as well, not a Scottish Egyptian. I was just love a Belgian playing a Scottishman and a Scottishman playing an Egyptian. All day. Highlander 3 was also terrible. Sorry. There we go. Wasn't as bad as Highlander 2 though. I liked a couple of the TV movies they did. I thought they were good. With the other fella, with Connor.
Did you like the TV show with the cousin or whatever?
Yeah, I thought it was a good show. I quite liked it, and I even didn't hate the spin-off. That's Secular Monk is on a roll at the moment. What about Keanu Reeves as Ramirez? Big name. Is he old enough?
That's the thing.
Yeah, you got to get the right balance. There's somebody that's old enough that you believe it's a fighter.
He's 60, isn't he? And Cavill would be at least 40, so that's kind of old enough, right? How old is he? No, I lied. He's 59. That's pushing it.
I am looking forward to Henry Cavill's Scottish accent. Let's see what happens with that.
Pedro's too young. He's too young.
Yeah. I don't think he's physically built for it either. But anyway. But what TV show are we most looking forward to this year? A new show, not a return. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll do both. What show are you most looking forward to, the new show, and what are you looking forward to that's returning? Are you looking forward to in the second season? Or third season or fourth season?
Stranger Things has got the 6th season or something, isn't it? Coming back this year.
The final season. That's a great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that'll be good.
I don't know of any new series that I'm looking forward to.
David just said my new series. I'm ecstatic for Fallout. I cannot wait for that. Fallout season I'm looking forward to the most, I think. The new shows I'm looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to that. I am looking forward to Halo, but only in a inquisitive way. So I'm hoping that's better. Sort of way. Because the first season wasn't great. Good bits, but not great.
Mm-hmm. From someone who never played Halo besides Halo Reach, I actually did enjoy the majority of the season, but that's what they did. You cannot do. I didn't like the last, I think, 2 episodes, maybe 3, but I think they screwed themselves a little bit in the way, like, they put an entire show's worth of story into a season. It feels like that should have been at least a 3-season, 4-season arc, like, to get to this point. All this too fast.
It just irritated me that the actor, he had something in his contract where he had to have the helmet off for a certain amount of time, and I'm just like, That's not the character.
No,
they should have Mandalorianed it and just done his voice or something, and kept the damn helmet on, and just had it maybe once or twice. You know, Master Sergeant, keep the damn helmet on, man. It's it would have been better, but
I honestly like the random little the girls like secondary plot line with Bokeem Woodbine more than I did Master Chief's plot line, honestly.
Yeah. No, it was not. Yeah, it disappointed me, but let's see what they do. But Fallout, I think, is going to be good. Seasons to return. Yeah, I think Stranger Things is a good shout. I'm looking forward to that most of all. And obviously, we're going to get a Stargate announcement. We'll get nothing on TV. But
I hope Scavenger's Reign gets another season. Yeah. But the two things that I didn't think I would be really excited for that I'm ecstatic to come out in this year is probably the second half of Yellowstone, season 5, whenever that comes out. The new show that Matthew McConaughey is going to be in, which I'm in season 4, so I'm just like barely getting into like all the stuff. I'm like, how's this going to work? And it's piquing my fancy. But I think the second half of 1923 is what I'm really excited for.
I'm not watching it yet. I'm still on Yellowstone. So we're watching Yellowstone, and then we're going to watch the prequels. But we love Yellowstone. I love Yellowstone. It's so good. I'm halfway through season 4 at the moment.
Okay, I'm gonna beat you by the next couple of days. It'll be bad.
Right, guys, come on. We're gonna call it an evening. We've had an hour. I've got to go cook tea. Dang it. And Matt's apparently hasn't paid his electric bill because it's all gone dark. There we go. He's back. He's not really listening. Do you want to mention your Discord fun before we go, Matt?
No one here will care.
Oh, okay. No, it's fine. BK Starkey, give it another go because it's amazing. I love it. Season 2 of the All of Us as well. All of Us Are Dead. No, did you mean The Last of Us? I thought you meant Last of Us. Anyway. All right, guys, thank you so much. Next week, we're going to think about doing sort of one of our presidential debate argument-y type things, but we need to have a think about what we want to talk about. So if you've got any ideas, throw comments on if there's anything you want us to argue. It may just be Star Trek versus Star Wars, to be honest, because that's an argument I've always wanted to have publicly, not just with my wife, who I argue with that a lot. So, which is better. So, but guys, if you have any ideas, get into the comments and let us know. Boys, thank you so much for joining. Stormy will hopefully be back with us shortly. Let me just see if I'm allowed to mention it. But Stormy is really not very well. So if you are on his channel, send him some love. He might need it a little bit. So he'll be back with us when he can be. But he's really not very well. So yeah, all our love and prayer goes to Stormy Bear.
That was a great rhyme.
I'll tell you. He's sorry. I've just literally read the message that he sent us telling me what's going on, and I'm a bit like, shit. That's stumped me a little bit. But anyway, right. Let's call it a night. Thank you so much, guys. Everyone in the comments, legends as always. Thank you so much for coming along, and boys, thank you. This way, no, that way. Oh God, it's so hard. I'm on the wrong side. Wait a sec. That way.
You just noticed at the very end. I thought that was gonna be like the first 5 seconds.
I couldn't be bothered. Anyway, say bye-bye, everybody.
See y'all.
I say bye-bye again because I need to get to the end bit.
Adios.
Bye.